Go ahead.
Mature men don't waste time thinking about what a woman has done. Unless you got nudies on the internet.
Disagree a little bit, but
but that's what we hear. Like, unless you got nude pictures on the internet or something that cannot be erased, a mature man typically overlooks that. I've never asked my wife one time what was her previous relationship like. I don't want to know. I don't care. I like to believe I'm better than every dude she been with. That's why we married.
Amen.
So I don't really waste my time thinking about that. I only think about me and her and what we're gonna do and build as a family. I don't have time to think about it because she ain't gonna tell me the truth anyway. I'm just being honest.
Wait, your wife?
I doubt.
She would
No
be honest.
woman.
She would be honest with you.
No, I don't even want to ask because no woman will tell you the truth. It's like when I was a cop and I used to pull people over who were drunk.
Yeah.
I said, well, how many beers you've had?
Okay, I see what
They'll
you're
say, I've had only 3 beers. That mean they had like 10 beers. Okay, you ask a woman, hey, baby, how many men have you been with? Now, if she's ashamed of it, she may say something comfortable for her, and she'll leave out the dudes in the middle. She'll only go with the relationship guys. So as a man, it's a waste of your time to try to dig into that because it's quite irrelevant. Unless we were in a society where everybody was virgins and you really could measure that. But we live in a society where I don't know a person that's a virgin. And if you are, that's good. You should keep your purity. That keeps you at the top of the hill. But we don't live in that world, and I don't care about none of these other dudes.
Sure. And I certainly agree with you that it's hard to say. I mean, I do think some women will certainly be truthful. If you were to point blank ask them, I think they would give you a truthful answer. But I think you're also right. There's also a large amount of women that they're not going to count certain people if it was a one night stand.
Do you want to know the truth? And yes. I don't think I don't.
Give me the red pill. I want the,
people say that.
I want the red
pill. But
pill.
do they really want to know the truth? If your woman told you every situation she's been in, and then it's like, how far do you want her to go? Do you want her to tell her what they were doing and how many times?
I don't want to know the details. But if I wouldn't object to knowing, like, if I'm especially early, I'd like to know early on. Okay, how many previous partners has she had? That's something I would like to know early on. Sure. That way I can make a determination. Okay, is this acceptable? Do I not want to continue dating her because of how many previous partners she's had? I'll take the red pill though on that. But I'd rather know.
If she told you five, she said I have 5 guys, right? Which is a pretty low number.
Multiply by 3, and that's the number.
She say I have 5 guys in a relationship, and you go, yes, I love you. We can do this. I can deal with 5 dudes, right? And then you're 5-6 years in, you now are engaged or whatever the case may be. I think you should get engaged way quicker than that, but I'm just hypothetically speaking.
Sure.
5 years in, you're engaged, and she go, hey, I just want you to know I was afraid to really tell you the real number, and it's actually 15. Now, would you divorce her, or would you say, I wish I didn't know that? Because I loved you, and I built the relationship.
Oh, we're married? We're married at this point?
Now.
Yeah.
You didn't bought the ring, brother. You didn't have to wait. Everybody that came and celebrated. Are you gonna divorce her? Or are you going to say, I have to either accept the 15 or I have to wish she never told me the truth?
Well, I'll say this.
This is Sparta!
She's got to go. She has to go.
Will not,
Really?
You will not do it.
Look,
you say it, but you won't.
Well,
it's very difficult to do that.
You already built a bond
So the
with
marriage
this
thing
woman.
definitely makes it more complicated, but let's
because you love her for more than who she slept with.
Right.
When you begin to do that. I'm not saying, and now let me be clear. Let me be clear because I know people are gonna eat me up in the comment section. How many people you sleep with does matter. It really does because it creates trauma. And the guy may not know, but when you get in a relationship with him and things are falling apart and y'all arguing and you think he's cheating on you, all of that trauma that you never told him about from all those relationships, it begins to snowball. So you want to not be involved in that. So, but I will say it would be very difficult for you to just walk away because you've developed something that's a lot more important than a sexual encounter with her, which many of them she probably really don't have a connection with anymore.
Let's say we're engaged, right? Because marriage, that introduces a bit more complication to it. You got to unwind, you got to do the divorce. I would say though, even in the marriage, if she lied to me about that, me personally, one, it's not just her body count, it's that she lied about it. That sets off some alarms for me. Engagement, off for sure. In a relationship, 100, like, yes,
But
I'm
she
done.
had everything.
Everything else
She
doesn't matter.
was everything that you wanted.
Doesn't matter.
She was respectful.
Done.
She was beautiful. She cleaned. She make your sandwiches even when your leg was hurting. Without a, you feel. I mean, everything that you want in a woman. I mean, and it just that body count thing will cause you to break off the engagement.
Well, that's why I think they should be honest from the jump. That way, okay, the body count is this. That way you can opt out pretty early on. I don't think you should lie in the same way that I don't think people should be lying to each other. I think it's a pretty bad thing to be setting
But she gave an excuse. She said, I was afraid because you guys were a perfect couple. And she knew that if she told you the truth, even though you guys would be great, that you would leave her. And so that's why she lied. And she was right because you guys were perfect, and then she had to reveal
somebody
it.
lies once, they're going to do it again.
That is very true.
Well,
let me ask the ladies here.
But that's different.
Let me ask the ladies here on this, though. If your guy told you his financial position, baby, I don't have any debt, and then after you get married, you find out that he has $400,000 of debt, but I didn't want to tell you because we're so perfect for each other, and I didn't want it to.
But what is a virtue that you like? Low body count doesn't mean you're pure. Low body count doesn't mean you have the virtue of purity.
It's a proxy for purity.
It's a proxy, but it doesn't necessarily mean that, because I believe that you can have the virtue of purity and have a higher body count, but you've actually cultivated it.
Wait, so hold on. You're saying like you could have a high body count, like 100 previous sexual partners, and still be pure? Like pure, you can't rewind. Pure.
I just
we gotta
would be
figure out
called
where's
Mary
the body
Magdalene
count number
pure.
though. What's the body count number? Like, what do you ladies deem as a low body count, a mid-level body count, or you
Below
out of control?
5.
You out of control.
Below 5, I think, is a low
What'd you
body
say?
count.
That's fine.
Below 5.
I would say like
Yeah.
15.
15 is low.
Yeah.
Here, we'll go around the table. What's a low body count? Go ahead.
Yeah, like 15.
Below 5.
Same.
Same to
Below her.
Below 5?
Mm-hmm.
Below 15.
2 to 3.
Okay. So 4 is medium body count?
4 to 7.
4 to 7, and then more than 8 is getting into high for you.
For the
Yeah.
streets. No.
For, I think you answered. What about you? Into the mic.
Yeah, I think anything more than 3 sounds like
Okay.
2 to
Wow.
The question is, see, I can't answer it for you guys, but what do you think about men's body count? What is a low, mid, and high body count
Well, that's
acceptable for you in a man if he told you?
I really don't care.
Oh, I do.
I really don't care because I feel like your mind can change. Maybe maybe he can have 100 and then he gets to the point where he's like, you know what? I'm tired of smashing these girls. Like, I just really want a wife.
I think it goes the same for me, like 5-ish, you know, like if he passes like 15, that's too much. That's like too much.
I don't want to know.
Wait, are we doing the first one was women and this one's men?
I would say 15
Zentians
as well.
donated
or 20.
$99. If you found out her body count is higher than previously stated, she lied through a mission to secure your dollar. If she lies about that, what else will she lie about? Morals are inversely proportional to a woman's body count.
What?
Back to the streets with her.
I do not
I think
agree
that's
with
funny,
that.
but I think in a very linear way of thinking that could be true. But there's different, things components in life that people live, and sometimes people may not be always honest about certain things. But it depends on what's important to you.
Well,
But
go
no, I talk too much. Go ahead.
Now, actually, there is a brain, because I like that you said that there is trauma when it's involved, that if you guys have a high body count, you're more prone to have mental illnesses like trauma, PTSD, insomnia, personality disorders, mood disorders. But there's actually, now you can see a brain, like your brain, and there's like, you can map it and see if you're actually more promiscuous than a brain. Like when you see like a psychopath's brain, you can actually see if you're more promiscuous than another brain.
Who'd you hear that from?
There's I can send you guys I can show you guys the article actually right after. Yeah, I actually brought it along. Yeah.
Yeah,
so
I've
now
never,
you can check it out, Brian, and check if they're lying to you about their promiscuity.
I never asked a woman. I normally base what I think based on the way they act. If a woman is very, very, first date, she's trying to get down and dirty, then it lead me to believe she probably do this with a lot of other men.
Of course.
True.
If a woman is a little more reserved, even mentioned that, hey, I want to wait till I'm married to have sex, I'll perceive that woman don't have a crazy body count, and I just leave it at that. That's just me, because I don't want to know. Because if a woman told me I had sex with 25 dudes, my mind is never gonna let that go. Every time I think of her, I'm be like,
What did I get?
and then you see a guy that she used to date, and you're like, man, what kind of stuff was y'all doing? And I don't want to think about that. I just want to focus on my relationship. But that's just me. I know how I am. So I'm like, I want to ask you. I don't need to know, man. If I think you're for the streets, I'm not gonna date you anyway.
So
I don't
what's
even need to ask.
lower like body count for you as for a woman?
For a woman, yeah, I think around. I don't know. I think around about 5 or so.
5
seems to be pretty low. 10. It also depends on age.
Right.
Because your per year body count could be crazy. You meet a woman at 40, and she's not waiting for marriage. Her body count gonna be higher than a girl at
True.
20. And if they have the same body count, that means that you maybe not have stretched it out. Maybe you're very dense than getting it done.
And age. Yeah, well, age also It's definitely, obviously, if you've been sexually active for a longer period of time, you've had more opportunity to potentially accrue more sexual partners. But I'm sure you went to ASU, right?
No, at University of Arizona.
Oh, University
of Arizona.
Oh,
ASU was Arizona.
U of A.
Yeah, Arizona
U of A.
State
Gotcha,
and then
gotcha,
University
gotcha.
of Arizona. I got the text you right here.
Okay, gotcha.
Prove it.
We're very close to UCSB. It's one of the top party schools in the United States. Some women, their first freshman quarter, they sleep with 30 guys. So, a woman who's 18 can have more sexual partners than a woman who's 30, 35, 40. So, but it varies.
It depends. She gets saved. Just say, your girl got a crazy life like me. When I was at college, I went to college, and I was cutting up.
Just how
but when I got saved, it changed a lot in me. Yeah. So I think that's a reset point for me, and I'm open for that for women. Even if a woman was doing sex work, I'm being honest. If a woman was doing sex work, now, for stuff is all over the internet, it's difficult for a man to accept that. But I can see how a man can forgive a woman if she's giving herself to God and she wants to repent for her old things. I wouldn't, but I can see how a person would be open to doing that.
Oh, like somebody else.
Somebody else.
You personally, though.
I couldn't.
Yeah.
Because and I consider myself to be a high value man. I'm very well known. I'm all over the internet. People recognize me everywhere I go. My reputation is on the line.
Attractive.
Right.
Great beard.
And my beard is all right.
No, the beard's good. The solid beard.
My barber couldn't get me like
with
he's
a Donald Trump shirt.
Yeah, with my Donald Trump shirt. You see, I'm so famous for the Donald Trump shirt. I should just quit everything I'm doing and just do Donald Trump shirts. But I can't have a woman like that and be married to her because it damages my reputation as a man.
Yeah, it does.
Because I go to a business meeting with a multimillionaire, a billionaire, which I have before. I can't have that lingering over my head of a person possibly seeing my wife naked on the internet, or 20 or 30 people, or people that I see in the airport. Hey, Mr. Tatum, how you doing, man? And they got my wife OnlyFans pulled up. It's a bad deal for me.
They'd probably clown on you.
I would feel bad about it.
Here, let's pull up the Twitch really quick, then we'll try to wrap up.